Podcast. It's Don Beloved '09. Follow me on IG. A bit dog Freddy.
You already know.
You got any drops for him?
No drops.
Give him the M.I.ALIENS podcast.
Follows on M.I.ALIENS podcast. You know what I'm saying? 1-1.
Yeah. And Sam, you got any drops you want to give anyone? I mean,
shout out to the whole Miami-Dade County, man, from from damn Pompano all the way on down to the Keys, man. Shout out to the whole home team squad. Shout out to Mialiens Studios, Mialiens Productions. Shout out to everybody a part of that. That power, man. Shout out to the Lotus Camp. Shout out to my mama. I love you, baby. I know you ain't heard from me in 3 days, but I love you. If you so happen to see this, I want you to know I love you. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to all the support. Shout out to y'all, man, for hearing my story, man.
Oh, for sure.
For listeners who don't know you, Sam, obviously you just bid up Miami, but where you from, bid up? Specifically, what part of Miami?
Oh, damn. See, we already getting into my story.
Yeah,
so
let's get into
it. Yeah. So I was born in Opelika, man. I was born in Opelika. Spent a lot of time with relatives, my grandparents. So I say from like the first 4 or 5 years of my life, I spent up north, Opelika and all that. And then we moved down south, Cutler Ridge, then moved to Perrine, then moved to we went Richmond Heights, then came back to Perrine, moved to East Perrine, the good side of Perrine. I thought my life was gonna turn up. I thought I was moving on up. We moved to the good part. Then from there we moved to Palmetto Bay over there by the falls. And then we went back down. And so I ended up in South Miami Heights, 200th Street. So I represent 200 hard because that's why I became a man. That, you know what I mean. I learned a lot of things over there. Some of my closest friends today, I met them in that area, 200th Street. So that's another shout out. Shout out to everybody on 200. Shout out to them boys, man. But yeah, man. So I'm Miami-Dade, man. My family from Goose. I got family in Homestead, family in Florida City. All that, man. Yeah.
Why you was moving so much? Like, how was it for you growing up?
Man, my mama couldn't pay no damn bills, man. You know, straight up, like shit. Honestly, man, hey, it's so crazy, funny, but real shit. Like even just up until this point, bro, I would never. So like I moved into a new place, and this was even in college, bro. I moved to a new place, and I would never unpack my suitcase fully because I already had gained this mental of like, oh, I'm gonna move. So I prepare myself to move. Like never get comfortable in a place or a situation because you're gonna have to move. So like I remember, bro, like I would never pack my shit. I would never take out like all my possessions and nothing like that. If we did move to a new apartment, I'd just set up a TV, set up a little game system and whatnot. But as far as clothes and shit, like suitcases, bro, I barely used to hang up clothes because we would always damn move. Always. So, and then like, and not even just my mom, my mom watching this. I told her to watch it. But not even just in that though, man. Just my mom. You know, my dad was in my life, but solely my mom raised me and my little sister by herself. So at the same time, she had aspirations and goals that she set for herself, like go back to school. So while she managed school, you know, I had to live with relatives. I had to go with people who she trusts, me and my sister. So like LaCory McCarty, I love that boy to death. He a part of our Lotus Camp, and he's doing this thing right now too, but that's my brother, man, because his mama raised me and my little sister as well. You know what I mean? So when my mom was doing what she was doing, we was actually living with LaCory and his family. So, and that's just part of it, man. It was a lot of moving around, and not just solely because my mom couldn't keep up stuff, but it was tough. But you know, just how life was working on our court, I guess. But it helped me, man, because for one, it gained me a lot of friends. It gained me a lot of people. I knew a lot of people down in Miami, but it also taught me moving forward and to the point to where I'm at now. Like it taught me how to move and adjust. You know what I mean? Become camouflage, adjust to your new, adjust and keep it pushing. Like shit, I went to SCAD, my graduate school, which was a predominantly white school, and I was able to move. You know what I mean? I was able to maneuver and do what I needed to do to get ahead in that environment. But that shit came from being in Palmetto Bay, going to Palmetto, being at Southwood, you know what I mean? So so learning those different things, bro, like I used to look at it as a curse. I was like, damn, man, God, what's going on? But as an adult now, I'm seeing why all these things took place. You know what I mean?
Nothing happened for a reason, huh?
Yeah.
But so you talk about scat. What led to your, you know, passion for arts? You know what I'm saying? Because primarily I know you for beating niggas in summer camp and
hey,
running
nigga,
the
that's an
football.
art. It's an art in that. It's an art in that. It's an art in beating niggas up. You gotta study that shit. But no, for real talk, man. I don't know, bro. Like some shit, like you able to make conscious decisions in life, but some shit is just natural. Like God bestowed upon you certain things, bro. And like I remember being legit, man, and I was always interested or intrigued into art. Like I remember being like 5 years old, bro. 5, 6, 7 years old, bro, and watching TV and like seeing different characters, and I would just act them shits out, bro. I would have my mama come in the living room and watch me perform these characters that I had seen. My little sister too, man. I remember for Christmas, somebody, maybe my stepdad, he bought me some blocks, you know, like Lego blocks type shit.
Yeah.
And I used to get them motherfuckers and they used to perform. Like I would arrange them motherfuckers like they was on stage and I set up an audience with them shits and I would just perform with them, bro. So I was always intrigued in art. And another thing, that shit was also like an escape for me. You did. It was my outlet of getting away from my reality.
It was therapeutic for you, yeah.
Yeah. So like, and to be real, that's what it was for a long time, bro. Up until I became a professional actor, it was always therapeutic for me. It was a way for me to escape. And when I became an adult, I learned. I was like, oh man, this shit ain't that healthy. Because when you depend on art or your craft that much, you become somewhat of parallel to that. You base your life on that. I cannot function without art because art is my getaway. Just like niggas out here, such as myself, are we have a bad habit of smoking blacks. Niggas smoke weed. Niggas drink. Niggas love sex. Whatever these things that we are attached to, we do that because it's an outlet for us for reality. So we can't see ourselves without that thing because we need that to get by. So art, acting, for me became like, oh shit, this is my escape. I need this. And so like when I became a professional, shit, when you're a professional actor, nigga, you doing more auditioning than actually acting. So you ain't your opportunities to act ain't so often. So in that meantime, you just beating yourself up, nigga. You deteriorating in the inside because you like, damn, like this is life. This is what. So damn, I gotta sit and deal with reality for what it is. So it wasn't, honestly, shit. It wasn't up until this point to where I learned how to separate myself from the craft and the art. I had to find out I had to put that Samuel Lee Fudge shit aside and get back into who Sam Fudge is. You know what I mean? And I had to redevelop myself as a human being, find out what it was that I loved, found out what it was that made me excited, you know, worth living, besides just acting. So once I did that, bro, my life changed. But I since a kid, bro, I always been into art. I had always shit. It was a secret. So like I go to shit like I kick it with the homies and all that shit. Like you say, you know, for fighting, I be fighting it, but going home studying film, you did like nobody do that shit. Like like nobody do it. But I tell people now, like even while at SCAD, bro, like I was around people, individuals who had studied the craft of acting all their fucking life. Like all their life was just acting. Their parents had the means to put them in fucking schools and art academies and all this shit. And you know, like where we from, like art isn't as appreciated. You dig? So, like I remember being in high school, we used to look at niggas who was in drama like, oh, these niggas squares, these niggas lanes, these niggas. So I would always, you know, shy away from it. Nah, hell no, fuck the acting shit. But go home, nigga, write in my journal and shit. Like, yeah. So it was difficult at that time to come out and be like, yeah, nigga, I want to act. Like I want to be an actor. So part of my mission now as an adult and this shit working out for me is I want to show kids and I want to show the youth like, nigga, ain't art is cool, nigga. Art is it. Art is shit. Yeah. That's the way. That's the juice, nigga. Like being able to express yourself creatively, positively, effectively. without being in the streets, without thugging, without shooting a nigga, without fighting a nigga. Like, that's it, bro. You got your power, you know? So, yeah, bro, art has always been around for me, man. And now I'm just trying to flip that shit and make some positivity out of that thing, man. Like this whole Lotus movement. Lotus is about whatever circumstances you are in, whatever struggles that you are in, whether they be bad or good or horrible. Most of the people who I deal with, or most of the kids I deal with up here in Atlanta and in Miami, their circumstances and realities are horrible. You feel me? They are dreadful. They don't have parents who support and care about them and love them. And that's honest as hell. Like, they don't have parents. Some of them don't have mentors. Some of them don't have people. So this Lotus shit is motivation and inspiration to say, nigga, regardless of your circumstances, you can come up out that shit and you can rise and you can thrive and be somebody here in society. So I'm pushing this shit to the youth, man. And my goal, man, I want the niggas to bang this shit like they bang any other set, like they bang Crip, Blood, whatever. Bang this Lotus shit, nigga. I can guarantee you ain't gonna die at the end. I can guarantee you, nigga, you ain't gonna be in jail. I can guarantee you, just as them niggas in the streets ride for you and they say they'll put their life on the line for you, nigga, I will too, because I'm doing it daily. I don't have to do Lotus. You did. I could focus on myself and do Samuel Lee Fudge. This Lotus ain't about me. It's about the individuals. I put my life and I sacrifice a lot and I put that on the line. I'm doing it for you. You got one nigga that care for you at least. Come go out for this Lotus shit. Believe in yourself, nigga, thrive and do something positive and change the people around you. That's worth banging. You know what I mean? That's worth. And so my goal now, I'm just trying to make that shit as connecting and appealing to youth as possible. Whether that's me, whenever I have opportunities like this to tell my story, me being authentic and real as possible, so they know it's real and they know I'm just like you, ain't no difference. You know what I mean? And or whatever it is. I'm just trying to connect, man, and get them on board, man. Get the world on board. Shit, from the youth to, I don't give a fuck, a 99-year-old who in their deathbed. Nigga, you still got time. Believe in this Lotus shit. Change your life. The last little couple of minutes you got left of it. Nigga, you know what I mean? Inspire the next one. Thrive on it. You feel me?
Lotus, how'd you come up with that concept? You know what I'm saying? Like
some artistic shit. I'm probably at scat. Just sitting there, man. Just at that point, I knew I was elevating as a human being, but also as an artist. Like I was growing. Like my mind and my mental wasn't the same. Like I was changing habits. My thought patterns had changed. I knew I wanted to do something with my life, you know? And at the same time, my artistry had developed too. I was interested in different things. I became intrigued in nature. I became intrigued in paintings and sculptures and all that shit. So I stumbled across learning about flowers, bro. And I saw the rose, you know what I mean? Of course, I knew of the rose, but I didn't know what it meant, nothing like that. And just like I found out about the rose, I found out about the lotus flower and shit. So what the lotus flower represents is, so the special thing about the lotus flower grows, everybody loves it, right? You can Google this shit. The lotus flower is one of the most beautiful flowers in the world, right? It's exotic. That shit is hard to get a hold to. It's just this beautiful and potent and vibrant flower. People admire it for being vibrant and beautiful. But people overlook the fact that the lotus grows out of the mud. That shit grows out of the filthiest places. You know what I mean? It grows in murky river water, polluted fucking areas. Wow. And it comes out of those places. And as it grows through the mud, its petals rather, it starts to sprout while in the mud. So the leaves start to sprout. And as it comes up, the leaves never get messed up or nothing like that. They grow, they come out, still going through the mud, nigga, still solid. No folding, no breaking, no bending, no nothing. Coming out the mud, it finally come out the surface top and boom, sprout. And now you got the beautiful lotus. So I compared that to my life. I'm like, shit, I come up out the mud. You did? I came out the mud. Out of all the shit I've been through, man, I don't even supposed to be here right now. You did? Like, I come from it. And the fact that now I'm Samuel Lee Fudge. Now motherfuckers love me. Now people admire me, but they overlook the struggle. They overlook what I have been through to get to that point. So I'm like, man, this lotus shit. And then I also to make it more useful and valuable, I said, well, this is a reminder. This is affirmation that regardless of what you go through, you can still make it to the top and you can come out beautifully, regardless of being 10 years old and wearing dirty ass shoes and people can't afford nothing for you. That don't mean that 23, nigga, you can't be a boss. You feel me? So, and that don't mean that 23, nigga, you can't take the proper steps to become president or whatever it is that you want to do. So that's what Lotus came from. That's what Lotus represents, man. Whatever you are today, you could be better tomorrow, man. You could be better next week. Be better, man, and spread that shit around. Spread the love. You know what I mean?
I want to say your character Reed, you know, you placing that story on 200th Street as well, in Lotus. Any other characters directly correlate with yourself?
All the motherfuckers.
All the motherfuckers.
All the
That's
all of them. Reed definitely. Reed relates to me because coming up, shit, on 200 and shit, all over Miami, man. Like I had homies who they wasn't too much concerned about school. You know, we all thought the NFL would be our way out. You know what I mean? Or we thought rapping would be our way out. Or we thought thugging or banging would be the way out. For me, always thank God I had role models in my life who was like, man, this education shit can work. Like, get an education, man. Go to school and do something. And though in this year it was school, in the other year it was still like, nah, nigga, follow the way, do what everybody else doing. Nigga, this shit ain't going. You know what I mean? School ain't, nigga, that shit whack. Plus, you nigga, you ain't never made higher than a C in the class. Nigga, school ain't your way out. You feel me? So I was always torn with that decision coming up out of Miami. So that's definitely the read in me. The book in me is when you say you see me beating up niggas at the park, all that reckless, wild shit I used to do as a kid. That's the book. You know what I mean? That's the part of me that once upon a time couldn't see the future ahead. Was just so caught up in the now, in the moment. In the film, you see Book, that nigga trying to hit the lick. He not thinking of the long run. He thinking of the right now. Let's get this easy money right now, nigga, so we can live to see tomorrow. Reed was like, let me go to school for 4 years. Let me invest 4 years of my life into school and let me pay off that outcome. Shit, even Maya, I'm sorry, not Maya, Nina, who enlightened Reed with this Lotus analogy. Shit, that's me. I just told you how I found out about the Lotus, and I spread it just like she spread it to me in the film. I spread it to other people, individuals. But the Nina character is special to me because you've seen the film, right? Yeah. So the last scene where he gets off, he's in the car with her, and then he goes to the bus stop to take off. That's actually from my life. That's a real life.
That looked like it was some real life shit. Like that shit actually occurred.
That actually occurred. That character Nina was she was written off of my once upon a time dear friend. She's still my friend. I ain't heard from her in a while. I love you, girl. But Tashara Blocker, I met her in Tallahassee when I was at TCC. And so that shit itself was a whole nother story. Like I was at a community college and that shit was not working for me. Like I was flunking out of classes. I couldn't get financial aid because I done fucked that up. School was like, that option of school was just it was disappearing, bro. So
you went from
I was getting ready to move.
Yeah,
I can tell you that story too, man. Shit. So I was there, you know, and school wasn't working out or nothing like that, man, for me. I was getting ready to make the conscious decision of moving back to Miami. And I had concluded, I kid you not, bro, on my life. And I swear to God, I told myself I was going to leave. I was going to drop out of school, finish school, and I was going to go back to Miami and do Lord knows what, bro. I was going to get in the streets. I ain't had nothing to go back to. By that time, shit, my mom had left Miami. She was dipping diving. She was in Miami. She was in Dublin, Georgia. My dad wasn't there. So shit, I ain't really had nothing to go back to. So and I dipped and dived into danger even in Tallahassee. I was doing a little stupid shit, bro. So at that point, I was like, man, I'm going back to Miami. And by that time, like all the niggas who I grew up with, they was already full-fledged in the streets. You know what I mean? They was doing it. So I was like, shit, this is what it is. That's my future. So of course I told my mom or whatnot. what was gonna happen, what I was getting ready to do. And I honestly feel like she made that phone call to my old boy. And my dad, shit, that nigga came out of nowhere like, hell no, that's not happening. You for the move to Augusta, Georgia with me. You're gonna go to school up here. This shit is sweet. You're gonna love this Georgia life. It's a whole complete different life in Florida. And I was like, hell dog. Like, I like, man, at this time, like I'm thinking I'm a man. I'm like, nah, man, I'm gonna make my own choice. Like, and through the great grace of God, bro, and prayer, like somebody or the spirit influenced my decision, bro. But I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see what this shit about. And that shit changed my life forever. My life turned around completely when I got pain. Like that's how everything that's happening now for me was built while that pain. You know what I mean? And so that
pain is in Augusta?
Yeah, in Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
And that scene that you saw, I was close to Shara, the Nina character. Her and I were very close. We had an intimate relationship, but more than anything, we were soulmates. You talking about twin flames, you talking about soulmates, you talking about was mine, you know? Mm-hmm. So she would always encourage me, influence me, and we both went through the struggle, and we both were currently going through the struggle at that time. But my opportunity had presented itself for me to get the fuck up out of there. So telling her, you know, it's time for me to go. Like I gotta go to Augusta. My dad there. See, like you gotta do it. You know, it's the best choice for you. I think something big is gonna happen from that. You gotta do that. You gotta do it. You know, so that actual car scene was when she dropped me off at the Greyhound in real life to go to Augusta, bro. So in that moment, she was actually crying, just like the actress was. She was crying. I'm in that bitch. I'm sad. I don't know what to say. You telling your best friend, you telling the person who you trusted, like you like this with, bro, and you telling them bye. But I think the part that hurt the most during that real life experience, and I pray to God that it reflected in our performance on the screen, was we both knew consciously that would probably more than likely be the last time we would ever see each other, bro. We knew that, you know, we knew that at that time. We knew it. I knew, man, I'm going to Georgia. Like, this probably be the last time I ever see you again. And it was, you know, so that's what that scene was about. And Lotus, us departing, man. And that you never heard, even in that scene, you didn't hear none of us say, you heard neither one of us say, goodbye. And that's how it was real life. No goodbye was because we knew what it was, but we tried to express our love in a strong way by maintaining strength. And that's what we try to reflect in the film at that scene.
That's a lot.
Yeah, the Nina character, and then the Maya character, the little girl, that's just like everyday shit. Me working with the youth here, man, and inspiring. In the film, I gave her a book, and that's how I do now. These kids here, man, I get their ass literature. They fucking me up with this technology shit. I don't know nothing about this technology shit, but I be quick. They ask me, talking about how you spell this word, and I tell them I get their ass a dictionary. They Googling that bitch before I can find the shit in the dictionary. But that's just my work with the kids, man. Trying to enlighten these kids, man, and show them the path, show them the way. And Nathaniel Williams, my nigga, man, I love that boy. He wrote the script with me, man. So, and that was something that we was writing since.
When you see his face, you're gonna know who he is.
Okay.
Yeah, we started on that. That was my
from this
bald head. Yeah, he was balding when we was in school.
He said he was balding.
In the movie, he got it clean. He got a Mr. Dukes.
Yeah, he wrote. So it started. Me and him, bro. Like me and him always been cool, tight. That's my nigga. I know him 20 plus years. But when I was in graduate school, honestly, I was working a lot in grad school, acting-wise. I was working a lot, bro. I was in a lot of independent films. I was in a lot of short films, projects. Everybody wanted me to work with them.
Hold on.
Hold on. You going too fast.
Cause we going from, you know, you from coming from Dade to being a film writer. You know what I'm saying? Actor, film writer, producer, you know. So like kind of ease that in there. That's you're jumping.
Because I could see how the theatrics.
That's how my mind worked though, bro.
Yeah, because you was going back and forth. You're going back and forth.
Getting off.
That's how my mind worked. Yeah, so I ended up in Augusta, man. I paying college, bro, and
Were you
So
doing
now
your theatrical thing at Payne as well? Okay.
Yeah.
So not just
so this is what happened. Now we talking about, it was Payne before Scat. So now we going into Lotus 2. TP asked me earlier. Now we going into Lotus 2.
Oh,
I got the Payne, nigga.
Oh shit.
I got to college. That shit was a whole different. I got to, because at TCC you don't get the real college experience, nigga. You're a regular person trying to go to school, but at a university you're a student in school. It's a difference. So I got the Payne, bro. That shit was a whole different world for me. That shit was like, it was a whole different world, bro. And me,
the HBCU.
Yes, HBCU.
Okay.
So
all right.
So
different world. Literally, bro.
So I went into Payne. You gotta understand, like I already took one shot at college, and God was giving me my second chance at this shit. Because to be real, now I can say this. At the time I couldn't. I wasn't even supposed to be at Payne. But when I transferred from TCC to Payne, bro, my GPA was like a 1.8 type shit. Like it was no way in hell they were supposed to accept me. But the director of admissions, damn, I love her. I miss her ass, man. But she gave me a chance, bro. She gave me a chance. That's God. She gave me a chance, bro. She gave me a chance. They put me on probation, academic probation, of course, but she gave me a chance. She let me in, bro. She let me in. And so I got there. I'm like, man, for one, my circumstances had changed because I went from being on my own, trying to make life happen by myself, meaning doing whatever I had to do to get money, and now being in a situation to where, shit, my old boy provided for me. You know, I got a comfortable house to live in. Shit, I was blessed with a car when I got up there. I ain't had no car until last year. So I got up there, nigga, I got a car, I got a little money, I got a little income coming in. Like, there was no excuse, there was no reason for me not to succeed. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, this is my second chance. I got to take advantage. So I got there, nigga, I was open. But like I said before, bro, I always have been, I was always cultivated, but I always was open to new things or things that I could learn from, bro. I was always a sponge. So I got the Payne, and there was so many resources, bro. Like, nigga, I got a library full of Black books. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, nigga, I got a library. Like, I'm in class. I'm taking an elective. I think it was a film elective class, and my teacher saying, my professor's saying, the white man ain't good. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, they like me. You know what I mean? I'm like, because at TCC I had to hear shit like the other story. You know what I mean? They didn't cultivate us at TCC. I ain't know shit about myself, bro. They was teaching me about fucking European civilization, bro. Like I couldn't connect to that. Bro, you talking to a dude who come from fucking urban inner city, you know what I mean, down south Miami-Dade, and you trying to teach me about that so I got the Payne, and it was the complete opposite, bro. So
shit resonated.
Yeah, so I'm open, bro. And I see Black people, and they all on the same accord. Like niggas ain't trying to rob me. Niggas was selling dope. I ain't gonna niggas still had to get it. But
they do it everywhere. They do that everywhere. They do that everywhere. They selling more. They selling more everywhere. You feel me? They sell a little bit more.
Yeah, bro. So, but being around Black people who at least we was all on the same page. Like we wanted to get a degree. We wanted to educate ourselves and grow. So I was so open to that, bro. So what happened was, mind you, remember, like I told you, high school, it wasn't theater for me. I had this secret of wanting to act, but I never experimented and dove right into it. TCC, I damn sure didn't do it. I had one opportunity to. I wanted to audition for a play that they was putting on, that TCC was putting on. God honest truth. I got to. It was a meeting, a club meeting that they were having auditions in. So I get to the club meeting, bro, and I seen all white people, like white people, and it wasn't like cool white people. It was white people who I had no experiences with. So that shit spooked me, and I turned the other way. I didn't even go. Sort of the same thing. Go. They would not relate. And see, and that's one of the things too. I'm gonna get back on track. Y'all remind me if I don't. But that's another thing that I want to do now, bro. Like, it's a lot of kids in the inner city, bro, who want to try out art. They want to. they spirit is telling them to. God is telling them to. But they are afraid because they don't see a lot of us in these fields. Yeah. So they think it's unrelatable. It can't be cool, what I'm to do. Imagine you already going against the grain because majority of your community in the inner city ain't doing no fucking art. So imagine the two people who want to do art, that everybody else is already saying, nah, hell nah. And then you go into a classroom full of white students who look completely different. And the teacher looks different. You don't want to try that. So what I want to do is I'm trying to get these guys willing, bro, before I perish this earth. I want to have multiple community art centers across the world in different inner cities to where it's people like us, bro. And we are inviting the youth to come.
We got to do it. We got to do it. If we do it, you know what I'm saying? The community will back it up.
You feel me? You feel me? But all of us got to be on the court because I'm one person. So like you got, and so fast forward just a little bit. Fast forward just a little bit. I'm one person. So like, you got to understand too, like I'm a community activist. I'm an arts advocate. At the same time, I'm an independent filmmaker who, by the way, I independently fund my own projects.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit. King shit. Come on.
You feel me? On top of that, I'm a professional actor. All those shits collide, you know, in some sort of way. So it's certain moves that I can make as an independent filmmaker that I can't make as a professional actor. For sure. So, like for an example, already, nigga, we how many minutes in this interview? If a casting director who I'm auditioning for, who I probably had an audition for last week, see this shit, I'm done. You know what I mean? Oh hell no, hit this nigga. No, what the heck? The guy I seen in the headshot, he was smiling. He got a master's degree from SCAD. But they look at this and I'm like, so, and that's. But I say that to say too. Look where I'm at in my career. I'm not Denzel, I'm not Will Smith, but I'm already making that's why I say this loaded shit, I'm making sacrifice. I'm already at this point of my career where I'm saying, I don't give a fuck about the rest. What's most important to me is people who come after me thrive off of the footwork that I put in. You know what I mean? That's most important. I don't give a damn if, now I understand I want it to happen, but I don't give a damn. I wouldn't give a damn if Hollywood didn't cast me in another film. You know what I mean? As long as I got my people and I know I'm doing what God put me on this earth to do, what's inspired. Because my mission ain't to just act. My mission was to use acting as a platform to change. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So at the same time, I'm just one person. So I need help. I need backing, bro. I need so what I'm doing now too, I'm reaching out to, now I have a platform to where I can reach out to other actors who are accomplished. Like Terry Abney, shout out to her. Shout out to Dio Okiniyi, the lead of Emperor. Shout out to Nate Parker, my mentor, my brother now. Like now I'm collecting a team now to I can say, hey man, I need y'all to help me out. I'm trying to establish this in Atlanta. I'm trying to establish this in Miami. And now we can do it. But I got to do it collectively. We have to do it collectively. It has to be a team, bro, because one man can't put himself out.
Absolutely.
Because if I said, God on the truth, like, and not to sound cocky, nothing like that, but I asked you this question. How many professional actors who took the educational route and all that shit, and then went out and independently created films that came from Miami?
I can't
say.
If you trying to say you a legend out here, oh yeah, nigga.
No, not a legend. But see, look, bro, I don't want that. I'm just emphasizing how significant it is to like what y'all doing. Y'all right now giving me the opportunity and the platform to speak this truth and tell you doing your part. You did. So all I need is support. So, because shit, who the fuck gonna care about our people as much as the motherfucker who come from? Because these Hollywood, I'm sitting in these, bro. I get scripts every fucking week to audition for. I see scripts all the fucking time. I've been in meetings, bro. I've been in LA, CBS studios in LA. I've been in CBS in New York, the BET, all that shit. I look at these scripts. Our stories ain't in those motherfucking scripts, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This is shit that this is the shit that we don't know, right? I see it. I see this shit weekly. Our stories ain't no Reed and none of these fucking scripts. Because these folks don't give a fuck if a Reed goes to college or not. They want his black ass to stay in the hood and deteriorate. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about a book. They damn sure don't give a fuck about a book. They damn sure don't give, you know what I mean? So the individuals who trying to do something, man, and they doing it the right way, in the correct way, by staying true to themselves and from where they come from, we gotta support them, and we gotta. Shit, it's an honor for you to consider me a legend. I don't look at myself like that, trust me, but it's an honor because
you're a 3 or 5 legend already, bro.
Bro, you did something that I can't even put on my finger like who did it. That came from where we came from. Who did that?
Goat shit already.
You
and I
feel
feel like
me?
just starting.
Or this is known as out there. You know what I'm saying? If there was somebody who else that did it before you, they gotta step up. But
nah, this is the thing.
Then, like, bro, you the one.
Look, when I die, when I leave this earth, when Samuel Lee Fudge leave this earth, this shit is gonna become normal. That's gonna be the norm down there in Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's gonna be getting the fuck out. Feel me?
That's a fact.
That's gonna be the norm. It's gonna be the norm. Everybody gonna be on this loaded shit. Everybody gonna be. I'm trying to better my life. I'm trying to get the fuck out. Fuck being content. Fuck succumbing to my bleak circumstances or reality. I'm gonna overcome
peer
that
pressure
shit.
and shit.
All that shit. I'm gonna be better, and I'm gonna rise above that shit, and I'm gonna be grateful. And you know what I mean? And I'm gonna honor God throughout the process. But that should be the norm. Because right now it's not the norm. We look at that shit like he a legend. Like when Lamar got out of Miami, when all these NFL stars got out of Miami, we fucking we had parades, right? That shit should be normal. It shouldn't be something foreign. That should be normal. And the reason why I say that, because we no different than fucking Buckhead, Atlanta. We ain't no different from fucking all these other fucking places I've been in my life. Like at Madison, New Jersey, and all these places where that shit is normal. Like motherfuckers going off the Ivy League colleges, like that shit is like they giving out free fucking rides to that motherfucker, right? But for one nigga to make it out of Miami, we praise that shit, which we should. And hell yeah, we should support. But we should also look at ourselves and say, what is my potential too? That shit should be the norm. It should be the norm. Come on, bro. It should be the norm.
Yeah.
But going back to pain, I remember. So going back to pain, bro, I honestly, that's why I was telling TP about the football shit. Football ain't for me. I'm gonna just put that shit out there. That shit is not for me. Hey,
why not?
When I got the pain, nigga, as soon as I got the pain, they had started a football team. So I'm like, oh God, telling me, nigga, this your 18th shot at football, nigga. Play football, nigga. So hey, for that whole year, nigga, I'm training, I'm bulking up, nigga, looking good, feeling good, nigga. I get cut in 2 weeks. At the time, I was in an acting elective class. From what pain had given me, I had that confidence to say I'm finally gonna take a theater class, right? So I'm in an elective class of acting, right? And it's a short, stocky ass old man as a professor. And I ain't talking about him to bash, I'm talking about it because I love him. That nigga is my dad. He's my father. That nigga is my father now, bro. But I'm taking this class with him. He hard, bro. He giving out monologues and shit. I don't know nothing about shit. I don't know nothing about monologues. I don't know nothing. But he hard on me, bro. Man, you can do better. Like, what is this? Like, why you coming here with a gold chain and Timberlands and all that? Come out, take that shit off. So he broke me down, broke my ass down. But the monologue that changed my life was he gave me a monologue from a Raisin in the Sun, Walter Lee. I don't know if y'all familiar with that, but yeah, Walter Lee. You know, Walter Lee's struggle was just like the Lotus shit, just like real life us. He wanted to break away from his circumstances. He felt like he was honestly suffocating from his circumstances. He wanted out, so he gave me that monologue, bro, and I took that shit serious. That was the one I took the most serious. I took that shit serious and performed that shit. Everybody was at an odd. They didn't know what the fuck to say. Like they couldn't say shit, nothing. After that, the professor, good job. We leave in class. He takes me aside. Takes me aside. Let's go to my
hoes be liking that.
I think I'm in trouble or some shit.
Facts. I was saying you did so good.
Yeah, so he like, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really think you should take acting serious. This is something you should pursue. At the time, like, man, you know, whatever, it's cool. Yeah, I think I'm all right, but I don't know. I thought that shit over. I pondered on it. I evaluated where my life was heading at that point. I still hadn't decided to major at Payne. I was undecided at that time, bro. I thought about it. I came back to him probably the following week, and I said, not only do I accept this, what you're saying, and I do want to pursue this, but I want to be the best in the world at this shit. So from that point on, we've been off to the races, bro. So quickly there, when I was at Payne, they didn't have a strong theater presence. I myself created a theater organization at the school. So we got it cracking from that. Then I think when we first started, it was probably like 2 people, nigga. And that shit just grew. More people started seeing like what we were doing. And we had, like, it was like, damn, they courageous enough to do this shit. So more people started joining. We started performing more. We worked our way into the community. The community started knowing what was going on. And at the same time, I'm still being educated by this individual who I just told you about. He's still prepping me. He's training me to be the best in the world, which I asked for. Like, my theater training was rigorous, nigga. Like, I used to have to perform. Like, imagine going to South Beach on the strip and everybody drunk and shit, and you being forced to perform Martin Luther King monologues to the drunk motherfuckers there. So I used to have to go in the club, like, real talk. I used to have to go in the bars, bro. Drunk bars with motherfuckers just straight up drunk. And I used to have to get their attention with the words of Martin Luther King. I had to perform that shit that well to get their attention and to be taken serious. I used to have to perform on the strip. In Augusta, they had something called First Fridays. That's when everybody out partying and whatnot. I used to have to perform there. All the theater experience that I had, theater experience behind the scenes, I had to go out in the community and gain that shit. Like, I had to volunteer with local productions that would take my black ass and learn from there. I read damn near every book there is on acting, bro. Like, I solely put that. I made that shit life. I made that shit breath. I made that shit food. I made that shit. Like, that was it. Acting.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So
hustle.
Yeah. So from that, bro. Slowly but surely, man, my name started getting out in the Augusta community, and more people started to support what I was doing. Payne was sending me off to different theater conferences to represent them. I'm placing them shits like first place, second place. Mind you, this a nigga who had no prior theater experience, training, none of that shit. Like, I'm going against motherfuckers who studied all their life. So they sent me to different things like that. How film came about was one of my professors there, Miss Nicole Watson. She was like, I know some casting directors in Atlanta. If you're serious about this, I can see if I can probably get you in a film or something like that. I'm thinking she's talking about like a leading role or some shit. She knew extras casting directors. So that's how Selma came about. That's how I ended up on Selma.
That's I didn't even know you were on Selma
with an extras casting director. And even from those opportunities, bro, I met different people who just was intrigued in me, and they was just like, man, keep going, or I'm gonna put you in position to move forward with your career and woo.
They felt with your energy.
Yeah, bro. So that's what led to Birth of a Nation.
That's the first time I seen you, bro. And I had to rewind that bitch because I was watching it at the crib. I'm like, hold on. That's motherfucking Sam.
Yeah.
Hey, babe, Sam and shit. That shit was funny as fuck.
Birth of a Nation fucked me up because prior to Birth of a Nation, I had seen myself on camera. I seen myself on camera in little small things that we were doing at the college and whatnot. But Birth of a Nation was the first film where I got to see myself on a fucking actual movie screen. So when I saw that shit, I was like, it's on and cracking. It is on and cracking. And so I became addicted to that shit. I always had to be on the screen, you know? And what really fucked me up most was when people in Miami was hitting me up. Like, nigga, I went to the movie theater, nigga. I seen your ass. Nigga, I had niggas calling me, bro, I got some pussy on you, bro. I took a girl on a date. Nigga. I told her that's my nigga, bro. She went in, bro. I'm like, oh shit, nigga.
Yes.
I do it for y'all, niggas. I do it for y'all. And so like, it's crazy. Because on 200, there's a I don't know if it's still there, but it used to be a movie theater across the street. And I remember when we was shits, we couldn't afford that shit. And our mamas wasn't giving us money to go to that shit. So we used to have to sneak into that shit. We used to, one person maybe had the money and they'll go inside, open the door from the side, or we'll beat on that shit. Somebody open it, let us in. But I'll be damned, when Birth of a Nation came out, niggas was telling me they went to that very same theater to see my ass, you know? So that shit was driving. But from that experience, two things happened. I built the relationship with Nate Parker, and also I met a guy named Christian Noble. Shout out to that boy. While I was there and I met Christian, I found out that he graduated from Payne probably like 2 years prior to us being on Birth of a Nation.
Wow.
And so he was just talking to me. He's like, man, what's your future like? What you doing, man? You going to school? I'm like, hell yeah, nigga, I'm going to graduate school. Professor Harris, the guy I was just telling you about, my theater professor, he had convinced me to go to grad school. He convinced me to get a degree. If all fails, you have a master's degree and you can end up at somebody university teaching theater. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he convinced me to do that. So when he did that, bro, I kid you not, God is my witness. I went for it all, nigga. Like, I applied to Yale, I applied to NYU, I applied to Brown, I applied to damn near every Ivy League that had theater as an MFA program. And the reason why I did that is because, one, I never could do that shit. And I finally had a chance. Nigga, I left Payne with a 3.5 GPA. You know what I mean? Boy. So for one, but shit. For two, it was kind of like, yeah. So, and for two, that shit was a challenge for me, because I was like, shit, not nobody where we from ever went to a fucking Ivy League. So let them fuck around and let my ass in there, nigga. I'm gonna tell everybody to everybody right into these fucking Ivy League schools. But at that time, nobody had hit me back. I killed my auditions. I had people interested in me, but when it came down to it, none of those schools wanted to give me full scholarship, and they knew I couldn't afford it without scholarship. Even with partial scholarship, I couldn't afford that shit. So Christian told me about SCAD. He was in Savannah. We shot Birth of a Nation in Savannah. So Christian was already at SCAD. So Christian like, man, going back to that question, what you doing next? I'm like, shit, I'd applied to some schools. I ain't hear nothing back. I don't know what I'm gonna do, bro. Man, apply to SCAD. I'm telling you, apply to SCAD. They love us. Like, we it right now. They loving us. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, man. We got the film, and this a special thing about their program is catered, so it's not so much of theater. Theater is more so film and television. So he like, man, we got this new program, like, nigga, like, we get agents, like, oh, nigga, like, come to this audition, and on top of that, nigga, they gonna give you a scholarship, nigga, they gonna give you probably a full ride. I said, all right, I'll audition. First try, I got in. They fucked with me. I got my letter. Come to SCAD, spend the next 2 years, get your MFA degree. We want you on board. Come. So I got there, nigga, a different world game. I got there. It was crazy, bro, but I had to swim in that shit, man. And I got there, long story short, I got there. At first they didn't know how to accept me. They didn't know how to take me. For one, when I got there, it was just me and another black guy in my program. Everybody else was white. And he was a different black than we are. You know what I mean? He not like us. You dig? So like, they didn't know how to take it. Yeah.
What you mean, like he came up good. Like, he came up in a different environment from where we came.
Yeah,
from.
He talking like theirs. He talking like them. I mean, he talking like them and all that shit. And I'm coming to, yo, what's up? Yo, what up? Nigga, I'm still wearing Timberlands and shit. Like, Dickie shirts and shit. Like, they didn't know how to take me. So they didn't know. They seen how I would move in that environment for them to say, all right, let's play some here. Let's play some that. Yeah. But, bro, my first audition there, I had just got into Shakespeare at that time. That I went to SCAD. So the first day out there, they was having auditions for Julius Caesar. I knew that shit. I knew they was gonna do it because they send you a list of the season, the theater season, or what they're gonna do, what shows they're gonna do. So I knew they was gonna do Julius Caesar or whatnot. I auditioned for that. Man, no folks said, they came into the room, no lie, God on the truth. I killed my initial audition. They brought me back for callbacks. Before we even start callbacks, they come into the room and they say, we just want to let y'all know up front, we don't plan on casting a black Julius Caesar. Nigga, I went home and cried because they brought me back for a callback for Julius Caesar. But I get there, they say, we don't plan on casting a black Julius Caesar. So prior to that, nigga, I had never been told in my life that I couldn't play a role because I've been at an HBCU where, nigga, all we got is black
people.
You gonna pay everything. You gonna pay all the game. So man, I cried like a fucking baby. Nigga, I went home, I cried. Real talk, I cried. And I called my theater professor for pain. I cried, bro. And that from that point, that shit evolved. That shit put my artistry level at a whole nother level, bro, because I decided right then and there from here on out, I'm for to make myself undeniable. You cannot tell me no. Regardless of my height, I'm short, nigga. Regardless of my height, regardless of my complexion, regardless of my demeanor, how I look, what I dress, you will not be able to tell me no because my talent is so fucking undeniable.
It's crazy because most people would just puss out and be like, oh, fuck it. It's not meant for me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking that energy and, you know, using that for positive gain, you know what I'm saying? For sure.
Nigga, I went ham. I was in from that. So I went the underground route. So I wasn't in main stage productions at SCAD my first year. Mm-hmm. What I did was, you know, in graduate school and film school, you have film students who have to do thesis projects to graduate. So, nigga, I was on everybody's shit. Everybody just kept saying, yes, I need to work with Fudge. I want to be with Fudge. Fudge captain. Nigga, my first year there, I probably did, God on his truth, my first year there, I probably did, I'm going to say, to be safe, I did probably 30 projects, bro, within my first year there. So now word is getting out to the professors and the higher ups. They like, what the fuck is going on? This nigga. And the good thing about those films, those student thesis films, those shits go to festivals, bro. They go across the country.
They use that to pitch themselves.
Yeah, so now they coming back. Like, who's this guy? Who's this? So SCAD got on board, man. They started giving me the opportunity to show myself to the school or whatnot, and to the community. And from that's what led to me being in Showcase. Showcase led me going to LA, New York, and Atlanta. From Showcase, Mitchell Stubbs, I love that guy. That's my industry father. He ended up taking me on as my agent and my manager. So I have an agent and manager in LA. That's Mitchell Stubbs. He got me connected to some folks in Atlanta, an agency called People Store. And so I'm signed with them in Atlanta, and I'm signed with him in LA. So that happened. And God is amazing because, bro, my last semester at SCAD, as I'm getting ready to graduate, I got discovered by Reginald Hutland. So Reginald Hutland is Emperor. So the film that people recently saw me in, the producers for that's how I got discovered. Me and Nate, damn, I ain't never finished on Nate. Me and Nate developed a relationship, but Nate was doing his own thing and I was in school, so it wasn't click tight up until this point now. But I got discovered by Reginald Hutland. Reginald Hutland is Bebe Kids, that's Django, that's Marshall, that's a lot of shit that we like as Black people, that we love. We don't even know. Nigga, Reginald Hutland is behind all that shit. Reginald Hutland is the BET Awards. That's the NAACP Image Awards. That's a lot of shit, bro. That Reginald Hutland. They was in Savannah casting for Emperor. I got discovered through him. SCAD brought my name up to them folks. They brought me in for an audition. The initial audition was for the lead character, Emperor, the Shields Green character, who's on the cover and all that. They brought me in for that initially. But they wanted me to audition, and at the time I was in New York still doing Showcase, so I couldn't make it in, or I couldn't send a tape at that time. So time passed. I guess they found Dio, but they ended up sending me another role, and that shit was like a fucking one-liner. They sent me a one-line role, and I did the audition for that one-liner, and they was like, fuck. So they brought me in for a callback, and so this is a special thing about Emperor people don't know. They brought me in for a callback. And at that time, I didn't know what they was gonna do, but at that time, they was like, man, I don't think we got a role, but we're gonna add him in somehow, some way. So they had me improv a scene or in a character that was straight from their mind at that point.
They said, man, do you.
So when I say, so that scene that y'all see in Emperor when I'm on the thing and all that shit, that was improv. That nigga, we created that shit in the audition.
Okay.
So, and that's in front of Reginald Hutland. That's in front of Susan Kerr. That's in front of Mark Amin. That's in front of everybody. And so they like, do this, nigga. So, and they say, this your circumstances. You've been captured. You are an escaped slave, and you had just been captured. And they want you to tell on the Underground Railroad, and you know if Harriet Tubman finds out what's going to happen to you. Like, yeah. So as they said, it's like, I guess they thought I was going to pump up and get mad, but what happened was, shit, I channeled some pain, bro. So I just straight up started crying. I'm tearing up, and we do the shit. I'm like, no, son, I don't know nothing about no railroad. Do. The motherfuckers just at all. Like the first time I had acted at pain, they at all. They don't know what the fuck to say. They just got up and just started clapping, bro. And probably that next week, they the casting director hit me up and said I had booked the role, and I was playing Henry, the character that they had me do in the audition, and they put that scene in the script. And even from that, bro, I did that scene. I initially signed on for one scene. They was gonna pay me for that, and it was gonna be done. Mind you, I did that at the time. At that time, I didn't even have an agent. Mitchell didn't sign me to after that point. But I did that scene. They finished the film. They take that shit to LA. They started having small screenings for the backers, the people who put the money into it. The people who put the money into it, they saw that shit. They was like, man, who the fuck is that guy? Oh, that's Samuel Lee Fudge from Savannah. Like, da-da-da-da. They tell the directors and the producers, we need to put him in some more scenes. So we go back. They go to reshoots, and they bring it back to Atlanta. Call me up. This is something special too. I had graduated from SCAD at that point. Everything, nigga. I'm homeless. God on the shoot, bro. I swear, I was homeless at that point. I was dead ass homeless. All of my days were spent praying, asking God for a miracle. I'm like, God, give me a miracle. I need something to happen. And bro, I get a call from LA, Sabini Films, the producers. They tell me, hey man, they liked you so much. The backers liked you so much. We want to bring you back for more scenes. We did the new scenes or whatnot. Gonna find out the real film came out. They ended up cutting that shit anyway. But they brought me on just for more scenes, just for that one little opportunity I had at that point, bro. So that's what led to now, bro. Now it's just more so me discovering different traits and aspects to my artistry, bro. Like I never in a million years thought I'd be directing. I never thought that I'd be writing, bro. And that shit just mostly came out of my determination or eagerness to want to tell our stories, where we from, and tell stories of people or individuals who are just like us. And the other 50% of that shit come from me just being frustrated of being told no or being rejected. You know, resilient. I'm auditioning consistently and resilient, and they telling me, nah, you don't fit my vision. You not good enough. You know, fuck that. Okay, I will create my own vision. Let me, let me do my own thing. And so Lotus was the first thing I directed, wrote. Me and Nate wrote that together. That was the first gig. That was the first thing, I'm sorry. And from that, that's when Canoe came about. Canoe. So during that period of time, me and Nate Parker started getting back in contact with one another. And he told me he had his foundation going on. He wanted me to come to Texas. They flew me out to Texas or whatnot to be a part of that. We got to, after Lotus, to where they wanted to do a short film based on the pandemic and the African-American experience and all that. And so Canoe, somebody had wrote it. They was like, man, let's see what you can do with this. And so they gave me that shit and I made it gold, nigga. No, I just said like that. We made it gold, bro. And that shit just premiered at the Pan-African Film Festival. People loving it right now.
Can we still see that?
And so, no, man, they.
I know.
They premiered.
I got wind of it too late. I'm like, how I see the bitch?
Yeah, they had it up for 2 weeks at the Pan-African because it was virtual this year. But the Nate Parker Foundation, they own that, so I don't have no say so over that. I don't know what they're gonna do with it. But yeah, man. Yo.
How does it feel like being in a movie like Birth of a Nation? You know what I'm saying? And like practically representing your ancestors. How I feel? Like how that make you feel?
Oh, that shit deep, man. That shit deep.
And I know it's easy to turn that shit on too. You know, yeah, I think it's that much easier. I would assume.
It's hard to turn it off. It's hard to turn it off too. That shit is deep, bro.
End up snapping on the crowd. Fuck you say.
Shit, man. So remember, before Birth of a Nation, I did Selma. And though I wasn't seeing much in Selma, shit, I had to put on them 60 damn clothes. I had to walk side by side by Martin Luther King. I had to be in a jail cell with Martin Luther King. There were scenes where the white people sprayed our ass and beat our ass in the street and all that. So for the experience, I was like, man, this shit real. Like, this is my first, mind you, I'm already at an HBCU where I'm learning about these events and I'm learning. Yeah. So now
nigga, you said you was in bars and shit, like reciting Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? That's
right. So now I'm like,
I would say it's all meant for you to be in summer, cuz, if you ask me.
Bro, so now I'm able to embody these people who were physically there at those points of history, bro. And yeah, it's easy to hack into or tap into because you know it. You know, you live with that shit every day. You know, we ain't too far off from the civil rights movement at all. So you know, it's easy for you to get in it, but it's hard because that shit stays on your mind. And what kept me going to do films like that, like, and I'm gonna go back to Birth of a Nation, but what kept me going to do socially conscious films was I had people hit me up when I was in Selma, I had people hit me up saying, bro, I didn't know shit about Martin Luther King until seeing you in this film. By you being in this film, I learned about Mark. I didn't know the nigga did that. I didn't know he, so yeah, so I'm like, damn, that's when I learned about influence. Now I'm like, damn, I'm learning about influence. Like my conscious decisions can influence the next person just by me taking part in a project. So Birth of a Nation, that shit was Birth of a Nation. I got lucky as hell. I ain't gonna lie, Nate loved me. It was something about
Nate.
No
such thing as luck, man.
Yeah. It was ordained. But Nate shit, they brought me on Birth of a Nation as a regular extra. I probably wouldn't even been seen on Birth of a Nation. But Nate Parker seen me. He seen me in my wardrobe or something like that. I guess I fit the slave look, nigga. But he saw my ass, and him and his assistant director, they see me and they like, they whisper to one another. I'm just looking like, man, they talking about, man. He like, damn, let's go. So they come to talk to me like, man, we like your look, man. You got the, you know, we're gonna feature you. And so as an extra, nigga, that's the words you wait for your whole fucking extra career. Being an extra, you want to wait for the word nigga say I'm gonna feature you. So they featured me, bro. But little did I know what the scene was gonna be. The motherfuckers put me in a noose, and I was getting my ass home. You dig? So, and this what fucked me up. When we did the scene, as you see in the film, there was white spectators out. You know, they're not only were there white spectators who are part of the film, but there were white spectators who was just in the city, they watching us film. And I'm looking at all this shit and my black ass being lynched on a noose in front of all these fucking people. That shit psyched me out. I was so angry, bro. I was psyched out, and I wanted to cry. I wanted to cry, but I tried to hold that shit. I'm like, nigga, you can't cry for the Nate. But Nate probably would have loved that shit. Knowing him, he probably would have loved it. But that shit was so real. I was like, damn. So like, this is the feeling, bro. Like, this is the feeling, man. And so I love doing films like that, bro, because for one, like, man, where we from, man, we don't have many. And us growing up, like, we talked about girls and thugging and all that shit more than we talked about Black history. You know what I mean? We ain't never like. So by me being in it, now I can force discussion or dialogue in regards to these influential people who made our lives better. You know what I mean? Like, that was an addictive feeling. Like I kept wanting to do that. So that's how Emperor came. Well, I was happy when I got the role for Emperor, but everything else, like Canoe, the same damn thing. I just want to be a part of films like that's historic but also influential to our people, man.
Sure. So Fudge, you ever thought about even writing a story or redoing a story, like your version, like your version of Malcolm X? You know what I'm saying? It's telling his story and how you would tell it.
Man, you trying to get all of my shit, man. So right now I'm writing a Marcus Garvey script. I'm writing a script on Marcus Garvey.
Okay. I
haven't made that a short film yet because that's gonna be the feature. That's going to be probably the first feature that I create. And I'm actually talking to investors right now. I'm trying to get strong, heavy backing because that ain't coming out my pocket. That can't, because I'm trying to get a real shit, $100,000 plus budget for that film.
You gotta get the script right then. You gotta get that script right.
Yeah, but bro, I've been writing this for 3 years.
Oh shit!
And mind you, nigga, I'm only on 15 pages.
Oh man.
So like,
I know
how much time do you put in? Is that, would you call that writer's block? Or you just take your time with it?
Like he said, he a fucking octopus, man. He's doing so much shit.
I'm all over the place. But also like how I treat projects now, like you can't rush writing, bro. You can't rush it. So like, at least for me, like, so, and it's probably the same for rap when you write rap, but how I'm feeling today, I may not feel that same way tomorrow, and I may not feel that same. What I know today, I'm damn sure gonna learn more or know more next week. So I would be cheating myself if I would rush a project, because I'm only writing it from a perspective of where I was at that time. So like the reason why I'm taking my time with Garvey, because not only am I learning him as time I'm learning more about him as time passes, but I'm also experiencing similar experiences than what he encountered. Like he was an activist, bro. He put himself out on the line for his people. Now, finally, at 29 years old, Samuel Lee Fudge is able to put himself out and say, you know what, I'm putting people first. So now I can understand that perspective, and I can write from that perspective. You know what I mean? So if I was to rush the work, I would be cheating it. Lotus, as short as that shit was, Lotus took about 3 years of damn self. We started on that in grad school, and we got to now, me moving to Atlanta, we knocked that shit out at the end, but that shit took a while because I wanted that shit to settle in, and I wanted to think more, and then I wanted to come back to work on it. And plus, like, I don't know, I work better like when I take a break and I got a fresh brain, fresh mindset. And I did adapt to other projects. So I'm writing a Garvey script. I'm writing Lotus 2. I'm writing 38 right now. We got a film coming out, a short film that we doing called 38. The original title was To Die For, and it's about it's an urban tale of Romeo and Juliet that takes place in Miami. A girl finds love. She finds love in the midst of a gang war, and the person who she's in love with is the opposition of her brother's gang. You know, so I'm doing that. I'm doing Lotus. We doing this. We doing that.
They don't love that shit, boy.
They gotta love it. I hope so, man. I hope so. And that's. I hate to say it. People gonna be mad, but that's gonna be a short too.
Hey man,
that's gonna be a short too.
Is it possible to make a short film like a full film?
Yeah, hell yeah. So House Party, Reginald Hutland, he did House Party. Reginald Hutland, who discovered me. How House Party came about. Him and his brother did a short film, House Party. House Party started off as a short film, and then, as you know now, there's House Party 1, there's House Party 2, there's House Party 3. Feature films, and that shit started off as a short film.
Okay, how that work? You get paid for it or something like that, or like you get paid for the idea?
Yeah, so 9.5 out of 10. The short film is on your budget. You know what I mean? So when you create the short film off of your budget, you use that as a product to pitch to different investors and backers. So like Lotus now that we got Lotus, I can go into meetings. I can set up meetings. I have a product now. Now I can go and say, hey, Reginald Hutland, check out my film, man. I'm trying to make this into a feature. If you're interested, man, we'll take a donation. We'll take a back, and I'll make you producer, whatever the case may be. But now I have a product to pitch. Because imagine like you writing a feature film script and you going to Denzel Washington, and you like, hey, man, I need the money to make this a feature. And all he has to work off of, or all he has to base his decision off of, is a fucking script. But now but if you come there with a product now and the script, it gives them more to want to go off of. Hell yeah, I want to put more money into this. And then in our case, like we ain't luck up. He done said it like God, but with Lotus, like the blessed thing about Lotus is Lotus was successful. So now I can go to a meeting and say, nigga, I got Miami fucking with this, you know what I mean? And then thank God you can go on Amazon Prime and look at the numbers. Now I had the numbers to back what I had the numbers to back my claim with how popular this film and brand is to Miami. So now I can go and say, hey, we trying to do Lotus 2 off of this budget. Like, can you get it? And they look at the statistics. And I heard this shit
numbers don't lie.
Yeah, so the short film gets you to the big thing. And the major difference is the length of the script and the length of the film, but also who money going into that shit. Yeah. TP will tell you, Lotus, nigga, I was broke when we did Lotus. TP looked out, nigga. He was still there. TP looked out. TP looked out for Lotus. I thank him, man. I think that boy hard for that because nigga, that was during Corona. That shit was during Corona. I didn't have my budget for that. It was slim as hell. So you know, I got him what I could get him, but everything else was off of his love and support for what was going on. But my budget was tight on that shit. So that's just but see, that goes back to I think what I was saying earlier with we have to support this shit, bro. So like we gotta support not just me, but we gotta support these other filmmakers who, because there's some dope ass filmmakers who are really out here trying to change the world.
Put a song.
Yeah, but see, I ain't gonna front, like if the shit garbage is garbage, then don't fuck with it because it's garbage. But it's some shit that's out here that's pretty hot, but we won't fuck with it because we'll be like, man, this shit a C film, this shit a B film. That nigga camera look like, why the sound look like, you know, we wouldn't even get that shit the time of day. But we gotta understand these niggas paying for this shit out of their pocket. They can't afford the big timers, you know what I mean? But with our support, our one little click on YouTube, even niggas monetizing YouTube, one little click on YouTube can get these motherfuckers the budget to create the shit that will satisfy you, quality wise. You know what I mean?
That's large.
Yeah.
Hey Sam, we definitely gotta get you on the bitch when you in town. You know what I'm saying? As well.
I'll be down there April. I'll be down there at the end of next month.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'll be down there at the end of next month, man.
So we're gonna get a date cracking there.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Okay.
Talk about some side shit too. You know what I'm saying? It's the
man. We got what's man, and like we all like gotta come together down there, bro, in Miami, and like we gotta create a league. I had this idea. Damn, I forgot what I called it. But it's
League
like
of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
A union, a league, like nigga, we fucking all collectively, bro, doing shit, you know, because we all doing it now and shit. We definitely gotta support one another. We are supporting one another. But when we do some shit together, I'm talking about like fucking neighborhood block parties and fucking, I'm talking about fucking film festivals and like the same shit they doing in Coachella, the same shit they doing in Las Vegas and these bigger art festivals. Shit on the park. We could do that shit right there in Prime. We could do that shit right there in Richmond Heights. Man, we could do that shit right there. Like, and I'm trying to think of ways. I'm trying to even from a distance, because of course I don't live down there no more. But I'm trying to innovate ways of enterprise for us down there. Like, so like when we had the Lotus screening, TP looked out again for that too. TP the dude, man, he the GOAT, man. But we had a Lotus screening down there. And what we did was we invited local Black-owned small businesses, vendors to come out there for free, come out there and sell their product, you know. So we were utilizing our small platform to at least bring attention to other businesses down there. So we keep that idea of like using our own platforms and using our own little brands to bring attention to the next, you know what I mean? All that's doing is building for each other, because there's a person out there who knows Samuel Lee Fudge, but doesn't know this talented as TP Miller. You know what I mean? But now they know now. You know what I mean? Right. The same thing, likewise, the same thing. And all that does is bring more attention to us. So now these because it don't make sense why, bro, in Hollywood, nigga, there ain't no films being created on Miami. And they are like, you got Moonlight and something else. But you got Moonlight and all that. They come into our city and they doing these films and they taking their ass back home. They're not putting no money back into Miami. They not doing nothing for the kids down there. So we got to take it upon ourselves and do that shit. We got to take initiative and do that for ourselves. So now when these productions come to Miami, they gonna know they got to respect. They got to pay their dues and they got to give to the community. They got to do something. They got to look out. You can't just come here and take your ass home. But more importantly, we also need to bring more production to Miami. So the more we do, and the more support, like Tyler Perry Studios up here, like that nigga started off independent, bro. And now people are coming to Atlanta because of his groundwork. Not just him, it's others, but his groundwork influenced people to come to Atlanta. Now people are shooting at Tyler Perry Studios. So if we do that in Miami, more production companies gonna come to Miami, more artists, rapping, all that shit. They gonna come to Miami because that's gonna be the central, that's gonna be where shit is popping off at. And when they come, that means money come. And that doesn't mean more, that doesn't just mean more films and more art will be created, but that also means now more jobs will be given to people in Miami. Now Lil Ray, who lived in fucking Paran, who always had a dream of making it big in the rapping, but he never got a record deal. Now he could talk to the music composer of this film, and he put his track in the film, and now he's blowing up off of that. Sure. Or, you know what I mean? Or now these people who come down here, coming to Miami with that money, they can put that shit into these schools, into these programs and all that shit. But we got to do the groundwork first. We got to get the attention. We got to come together collectively and make that happen for their ass to see it and want to migrate their ass down here to want to do that. And yeah, bro, but it can happen. It's gonna happen. It is gonna happen. Shit, sure. It is gonna happen, man. It is
inevitable.
Thank you.
I just want to say, Sam, I'll thank you for your time for sure.
Appreciate it, man.
Anything else, but you took your time, to kick your story. I know a lot of people gonna be able to relate to that as well. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
Got anything, cuz?
Nah, man. It was like we said, man. We gotta get you back, bro. Facts. It was a pleasure having you here, bro.
Thank you, bro. Love y'all. Appreciate the opportunity, man.
M.I.ALIENS podcast. You just been abducted. Know what I'm saying?